Good morning. Today is Saturday. It is the first week of December. We're in the local vigilance area, just not our normal area. We kind of relocated a little bit different just to do something different today. We're going to be about, it is the time of year to be wearing orange. There's hunters about, so bear that in mind. We're going to take a look around, just look for general sign in the area and see what we find. That's about it. Yeah, so good morning. We are checking a water source. It's not too far in. I haven't been here in a while, though. I'm just kind of coming in to see. I haven't been in this area, I think, since probably November of last year, maybe. And basically, just the purpose is to have a look around. And I don't know what I'm really expecting to find in here per se. It's just we'll have a look about, I guess. That's really what we're doing today. I had toyed with the idea of going back to the Vermont area and revisiting the electrical area with a, because I have a metal detector now that I can use with that in concert with the EMF reader. But one, it is going to be a whopping 11 degrees up there, real feel today, and they've had snow, and honestly, I just felt like there were too many logistical variables to get in, get out for something that is really better suited for a summertime experiment, because that's when I've actually encountered the phenomenon up there. So today we're just going to do a lookabout in here and points in the general area today and see what we find, if anything. No real expectations, just like I said, kind of breaking up the monotony. Interesting tree right there with the woodpeckers. Whoops, oh, easy killer. There we are. The woodpeckers have been getting at. As I trip myself over the debris in the forest. Somebody's little clandestine campsite right here. As you can see, sorry, I didn't mean to freaking out your spot, but there it is. Doesn't look like it's been used recently, though. We're going to get out to the water side to kind of, let's try over here. And then we'll move on, I guess. Just nice little pond around here that we could kind of wander about a little bit first. See if there's a better vantage point if we walk through the undergrowth here a little bit. Probably not. Yeah, it looks very undergrowthy actually, so we'll walk back around and see if it opens up and we can walk further along at a wider parallel. If not, we'll move on. But I guess it opens up a little bit. Let's see what we got over here. And if today's nothing more than a pleasant walk in the woods, that's fine. I'm good with that. Yeah, it just kind of gets all thick in there, so. I think we're going to move on. And again, it's a little cold today. It's not freezing, but it is hovering around the 30 mark. Although unlike last week, there's not really any wind, so not as brutal. Last week you were fine if you were down in a dip, but the minute you got up the wind, it got pretty brutal. So that's crows. I was a minute there, I thought it was turkeys. Anyway, we're going to take a short segment break again, I know, and we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so a while back I was whining about the cold. I just went up a very uphill portion of this trail. I don't know if you can see the level of, elevation accurately, but you start from quite a ways down. Now I'm kind of sweating and warm. So, fun is, I guess. And we're further down the way from where we started out. And it is a trail. Not per se a trail that I would recommend for beginners, but a little bit more of an assault. Although I have had activity in here, although not recently. I think it was 2009 I had some vocalizations in here further up the way. I don't come out here to expect per se. I just like, this is a nice trail for folks that like to forage and stuff, because you have a lot of mushrooms and stuff like that. But excuse me, I waited to excuse me, get up to the plateau here before I started talking, so I'm not huffing and puffing too bad. But there's some big mushrooms right there. Nope. There you go. Right. Sorry for my shitty camera work. You bastard. Stop doing every mode. That big thing right there, if you can see it. If not, so be it. Anyway, what's going on in the Bigfoot world today, this week? To my knowledge, not a lot. I've started listening to Bigfoot podcasts, but the things I'm going to choose to listen to are probably going to be selectively chosen, only because there's just so much crap out there. And don't suggest Sasquatch Chronicles, because Wes Germer's kind of been served up for what he is. If you're a fan and I offend, sorry, but that's how I see it. His whole role in the Bob Garrett affair, I think his name was Bob Garrett, last name was Garrett, even though it was revisited by a Johnny Come Lately recently in the Hoaxers 2.0 Exposed group. Information is older than that. That was more just my opinion, somebody trying to grab at their 2 minutes of fame, rehashing old stuff. But, you know, if you get some clicks, whatever. I could go into a whole rant on the thoughts I have about the word influencer. It's not a job, and the reality of life is, on social media, nobody gives two shits how many followers, likes, or subscribers you have. You don't have any marketing clout from that. So stop going out on YouTube and trying to get free stuff, because all you're doing really is embarrassing yourself. You heard me. Moving on. So last week I went off on UFOs. This week, a Reddit post I had is getting upvotes for basically calling out people trying to establish biblical, literal biblicalness in Bigfooting. There's no connection between the two. And it is my solid belief that the world is not 7,000 years old, and if you are a young Earth creationist, that's how I feel about it. And if you don't like it, cry me a river, okay? It is what it is. And I don't need to hear you. People of your ilk probably listen to freaking QAnon too, for all I know. And no, I'm not offering that up as a compliment. So, what I know about this stretch of woods today, I'm in here with at least one hunter and another hiker. I've seen neither. The hunter would be over that way because his truck was parked along the forest road that parallels. It's going up a very steep hill. If he's a typical shotgun hunter, and if he hears me, no offense, I'm not offering you any particular insult. I'm just making an observation in general that it's been my experience. They don't wander in more than 100 feet, so I probably won't see him. Bow hunters are in a more interesting lot. I don't think he probably is one. I think we're into shotgun season now. I could be wrong. But the hiker, I haven't seen either, so. Which I prefer. I like to just be out here. Me and anything I'm going to run into. And this particular stretch of woods, I have, in spite of being a trail system and being not so far from an airport as you hear the overhead flying plane maybe, bobcat, coyote. I've startled a moose in here. They're all in here, so. Something was digging right here. Looks to be something digging up. So let's take a look. Again, struggling with. Thank you. Something digging for a hole here, so that's probably something digging for the, God damn it, for the chipmunk that made that hole or something. So some kind of a predator doing scavenging. I'm gonna think raccoon, coyote, that kind of thing. But beyond that, as far as future plans, we're getting to another, damn it, another climb, I guess. This does gradually go uphill. But we're going to monitor the Vermont weather situation. There are basically 3 weeks left before they close gates, and non-snowmobile having people will have to pick and choose where they go up there as it gets to be more challenging. Which leads me to challenges down here. And that's all right. It's a big enough area that there's enough variety, and I can branch over into the the area in general. Bridges the state border between Connecticut and Mass. And for anyone that knows Western Mass, it is very woodsy, and there's not really any major highway through it until you hit 91. So there's all of that to try to get into as well, which is something I'll do. Maybe follow up on some old leads. There was a bird dog club and a snowshoeing place that had ends that get you towards a power line stretch where you can travel for a ways and get into places. And which is an old trick for getting ingress into places you might otherwise not. All I hear today, though, is crows in the distance. But if I've got more climbing to do, I'm going to actually probably take a segment break so I have my hands free. So we'll be back in a bit. Stay tuned. Okay, so just to wrap up, today turned out to be what I thought it was. Basically just a nice walk in the woods. It's all quiet. We're going to wrap it up here, so thanks for listening. Not a lot going on today, but like, subscribe if you enjoy what I do, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.